DK recounting the night the gas station shooting in 2015 where a man gets half his head shot off. Back in 2015, he supposedly told a detective that Nard shot the man in the car at the gas station. So I'm not sure who Nard is, but he's confirmed that Nard is, and I don't know why Nard is. Do y'all know, is Nard somebody that took a deal already in this case? I'm not sure if he is, but they say Nard is the one who shot D'Angelo White's, the person that was in the car with Mr. White, shot half his head off. That was supposedly Nard. Was what today? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, he said Miss Hilton was cross-examining DK like a woman trying to catch her man cheating. Yeah. It's not called cross-examination when the prosecutor's doing it to their own witness. That's called direct examination. When the defense gets one of the state's witness, that's cross-examination. So I know you just was, being lax with it, but for people that don't know, that's what that is. So they start out hot on Friday morning, or it wasn't Friday morning, they started in the afternoon. So Miss Hilton asked DK, do you remember working with the police before July 2015? He was like, what do you mean by working with the police? She's like, by assisting. You remember assisting before 2015? He was like, no, I don't remember. She was like, do you remember telling the detective in 2015 that you had worked with them before? He was like, no, I don't remember saying that. Essentially saying that the immunity thing, it wasn't that she offered him immunity. She didn't offer him immunity. She said that he has immunity because of the statute of limitations, meaning we can't prosecute him anyway if these are old robberies. But the judge is like, stop playing. So yeah, it wasn't an immunity offering. She was just saying he can't be prosecuted if it's old. But you didn't know if the robberies was old or not. You just asked a crazy question. But anyway, let's go back. So essentially, Walter Murphy had told the police in 2015 that, hey, I'm one of y'all. Like, I'm on y'all side. Like, I helped y'all before. So I know y'all heard some things, but I can clear these things up for y'all like I'm one of y'all. If y'all watch The Wire, it's like Bubs. Like, every time Bubs get in trouble, they just make it, hey, show us around the hood, tell us who's who, and show us who's selling the drugs, who killing who. So, and I don't mean to, do that, DK, but essentially that's how it was, you know what I mean? So now this was something that stood out to me. Back in that interview, supposedly, Walter Murphy, DK, told the police that the YSL and the If Gang, that's the Inglewood family, the YSL and the If Gang beef started because Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan's beef. Now, that's my first time really hearing anybody in this case say well, he didn't say it, but they referenced the old interview. This is my first time really hearing them say where these beefs started from by these people who were once cool, right? And if I'm somebody that's from Atlanta, y'all correct me. And Rich Homie Quan is from DeKalb County, ain't he? How did he get mixed in with these Atlanta politics like this? If I'm not mistaken, like he's from DeKalb County somewhere. Y'all let me know. It's not, and that's not to say that DeKalb County is like so far away that they can't get mixed up, but I'm saying that how did he get mixed in with this local gang beef is what I'm saying. Like this localized Atlanta gang beef. I'm curious about who he tried to align himself with that would have got him beefing with Young Thug and the gangs getting involved. I don't know about that. DK supposedly back then said that the If Gang and YSL got into a fight at Club Crucial. DK was like, I don't remember nothing like that, so I don't know. Let's see here. So then, surprisingly to me, Simone Hilton wraps up her examination of this man as what I felt was early. I felt like this is quick because you had somebody like Trontavian Stevens on the stand for, how long was Trontavian Stevens on the stand? Weeks. It was a long time. It felt like a very long time. I don't know if it was weeks, but in real time it was weeks. In actual court time, I don't know how many days it was, but you have another founder here and you're done with him in, let's see, he did all of Thursday. He did maybe an hour on Wednesday, and he did maybe 2 hours with Hilton on Friday. So she finished up with what I feel like a major witness in a very, very, very short time. I don't know if that's because the judge told them it's time for y'all, Yeah, 3 weeks. He was up there for a while. I don't know if that's because the judge told them, yo, it's time for y'all to speed this thing up. But you have a major witness here, and he's talking. He's giving you information. So I thought it was very interesting that they were done with him so fast. But then they start cross-examination. And the first one up was somebody that I haven't heard speak in a very long time, which would be Miss D. Williams. And, I don't know if, I don't know, maybe they just want to give her some action or something like that. No disrespect, but, she was up there for like 5 minutes. So Miss D. Williams gets up there and, there's definitely going to be some redirect. Miss Williams gets up there and just asked him about prison life and what it was like for gang life in the prison. Pretty much, I guess, wanting him to get off that the reason that he would have been in the gang is because it's more beneficial to be in a gang so that you can be protected, because there's a lot of gang activity in Georgia prisons. So you want to really align yourself with a group or some type of faction that can keep you protected. So that's pretty much all she wanted to get him to say. And then she was done. So then Attorney Shard gets up there and Shard ends the day so we can get to him. Attorney Shard gets up there and he's discussing he's important, or this one is important to him because Shannon Stillwell's name came up in this situation because of that, a few different situations. But supposedly Stillwell's name came up in the interviews back with the police officers back in 2015 and 16. So Shard is definitely about to get into it. You understand? She asked the question I've been waiting on this whole trial and said, how being in a gang is not illegal in a state objective. That's true. But they have said that earlier in this trial multiple times. Being in the gang is not illegal. And I think even the prosecution said it. They pretty much wanted to establish we are not prosecuting them because they're in a gang. We're prosecuting them because they're a criminal street gang and they have committed murders and robberies and other violent offenses against the citizens of Atlanta. So they already established that being in the gang is not a problem. The state attorneys have already established that. So now Shard gets up there and he starts out discussing the incident that happened at the gas station on April. I think they said it was April 12th. Actually, that is exactly 9 years ago today. April 12th, 2015. He's establishing the fact that the people who got shot or the people who got shot at had no beef. There was no feud. There was no ongoing issues with DK and his people. There was no issues. Whatever happened that night, it was all one isolated incident because something happened at the gas station and then something happened immediately after. It wasn't a beef. It wasn't premeditated. There was no murders called by Young Thug. So Attorney Shard started out establishing that there's no beef. There was no beef between DK and these people, right? And he also said that to your knowledge, that these people that were involved here didn't have any problems with the people sitting in this courtroom. And DK confirmed that. He said, I don't know who any of these people are. I've never seen them before. I never seen them before that or after that, pretty much is what he was saying, right? So now, this is what I say about he was standing on it, because I guess the morning of Friday morning. So now, if you remember like Wednesday and Thursday testimony from DK, he kind of didn't really remember he didn't really remember much at all. But Friday morning, I guess they told DK to come early so he could meet with Mr. Kokomo. Mr. Kokomo let him listen to his audio from his interviews back then and his proffer. I guess that's the deal that he got in one of these shooting incidents, right? So once he listened to it, I guess that was able to help him recall a bunch of the information about this, because when Shard got with him, he pretty much started telling the entire story of that shooting, that gas station situation, from the time where he was getting high at the homeboy's house. Hot Shot, I think he said his name was, Hot Shot's house. And OG Bentley was there and Nard was there. And they told all of this, right? Because DK's memory was recollected, or he recollected all these events. And now he went through the whole incident. So they're at the house. OG Bentley goes to the gas station. I guess the guy like D'Angelo White and the people he was with was sitting in the car, and OG Bentley is in the gas station thinking, oh, they about to try to rob me. So OG Bentley calls Nard back at the house. Nard is with DK. They at the house getting high. He calls Nard and say, hey, come up to the gas station. I think I'm assuming this is what he said. Come up to the gas station. I think they're trying to rob me. So DK is like, he said he went in the kitchen. Nard handed him a chopper. Now, this is what I mean about DK is answering all these questions. He like, did you tell him that he handed you a gun? He's like, yeah, Nard handed me a chopper. It was a chopper, like it shoots bigger bullets than the handgun. Oh, Hot Rod, my bad. I call him Hot Shot. I'm tripping. I was still thinking about Bubs from The Wire. But anyway, Hot Rod house, right? So DK is giving all the details. Like, he's like, yo, he gave me the chopstick. He gave me the chopstick. Like, then we drove to the gas station, and he said when they got there to the gas station, they was walking up to the door, and OG Bentley pointed at the car that was in question, pretty much the car that D'Angelo White was in, right, and the people he was with, and Dexter Montgomery. OG Bentley pointed at the car pretty much to say, that's them. That's the people right there. And DK took it as OG Bentley was scared to come out of the gas station because he thought that they was about to try to do something to him. They was going to try to rob him or whatever. So Nard and DK hop out the vehicle that they was in, a white car that they was in with these choppers, and just walk to the gas station with the chopsticks out, right? Excuse me. They walked to the gas station with the chopsticks out. They was ready for action. This is the GO team, clearly. This is the team that's TTG, right? They come out. This is Atlanta, by the way, too. If y'all don't know, this is how some of them, it goes from Southern hospitality to Wild Wild West instantly in Atlanta. Turns deadly fast. That's why I stay in the house. So they get out the car, both of them with the chopsticks, and they approach the vehicle immediately. They don't even know what's going on. They don't even care because, like I said, they TTG. They approach the car. The car rolled. They say the car rolled a window down. They get scared off immediately because DK said he backed up a little bit trying to. I'm assuming he backed up and lifted. You know what I mean? Drew down. So then that car, they get scared. They get up out the. They leave. They get up out the parking lot of the gas station, go down the street. Now the way they tell it is, they went one direction down Jonesboro Road, and the other car went the other direction down Browns Mill Road, and they were supposedly just supposed to just go straight and get away. But then somehow their cars intersect and meet up again at an intersection somewhere. I'm gonna take that with a little grain of salt because it's very likely that you TTG, you high as hell, somebody done called you. You know what I mean? You probably want action now. They probably followed them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying probably harm. So they meet up at a stop sign somewhere, and according to what DK tells the detective, Nard rolls down the window and shot half somebody's head off with the chopstick, right? And like I said, like I said about the situation before, DK is very forthcoming with these details. When Attorney Shard mixes up something and says the wrong thing, DK is correcting him. Like, this is no question that when DK says, I'm a working man now, I want to be here for my kids, all of that gang stuff was immature, it was childish, I'm embarrassed that I was even talking like that. No, like when he says that, we should all believe him. Because what he's doing is proving that he really is beyond that. He even brought up earlier with Simone Hilton that he actually wants to talk, like part of his community service is to go talk to kids about the harms and the dangers of gangs and gang violence. And he said, yeah, that's part of his community service, but it's also something he actually wants to do. He's interested in doing that with himself. So that's why I said I respect what he's doing, because if you say that you are really about to be different, you really have to be different. Because if you have a felony, any slip up, they can't wait to lock you back up. So when you make up in your head that you want to be a different person, you can't go back on that because they can't wait to repunish you. Now, if people can see that you're really changed, they will help you. But if they see like just the slightest inkling or even an inkling of that you are still operating the way you used to operate, you're going to have a hard time. So I support him really making a change for his life. He kind of got a little excited when Hilton brought up that community service. He's like, I want to do that. That's something I want to do. Like, and I want to keep doing it. Most of the people who work hardcore in the community with kids and stuff like that, they are reformed street dudes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know their background, but the people that's their age know who they used to be and what they used to be into, but they changed. A lot of people that run churches, a lot of people that's deacons and stuff like that used to be in the streets. Nowadays, the church is kind of very separated from, church and state. Like church and streets is very separated nowadays. But back in the day, that used to be the avenue. Like, I'm getting out of the streets, I'm going to the church. Like, so a lot of older dudes, like middle-aged black men and older, a lot of them was thugs back in the day. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, and nowadays what we do, we start nonprofits and stuff like that. So, shout out to DK. I know I'm saying, like, I'm using the word like telling and snitching and stuff like that because that's the word for it. But I do salute what you're doing because you are really out here like taking care of your family and you really seem like you left it alone, even though you was the one that was on demon time. But now, being as deep in the streets as you was, it does not mean that the people that you used to beef with are going to leave you alone. That's a reality that y'all gonna have to deal with if you ever was that deep in the streets. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to leave you alone if they feel like you did something to somebody that they love. It's never over. So I that's one of those realities that you can't escape. That's one of them sad realities you cannot escape. You can ride off into the sunset and do charitable work if you want, if they let you. But you could also get caught later, at an event or anything like that. So that's just a reality of when you decide to get in that world. Some stuff you have to live with forever, and some consequences are not commuted like sentences, like prison sentences.